That was a woman speaking in so-called tongues. Right? This is done in the church, especially in your Pentecostal churches where you black folks tend to be, a lot of black folks tend to be involved in that branch of Christianity in the Pentecostal church. And some people call it the Holy Ghost within the church, and they start foaming at the mouth, speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, catching the spirit. Usually it's set off when certain music is playing, certain things are taking place in the church. People are dancing in a rhythm and whatnot. I meant to talk about this yesterday on demons, black devils, and demons. I meant to talk about this in the part of the broadcast, but I got off a little bit, on the modern day black devils and demons, the ones who are slowing down the progress of our people. So I decided to do a special broadcast tonight because, as you know, those who listen to me, I usually don't do any broadcast on Thursdays. I reserve my broadcast for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays only. But I felt like I had to do a part two to the broadcast from yesterday to clear up certain things. So, because this tends to be part of our history in the church and things like the speaking in tongues, demonic possession, and it's very, very misunderstood. But we're going to clear it up tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Mental Radio. And tonight, Black Devils, Demons, Part 2, Walk-ins, Low-Frequency Beings. Is this real? Is possession real? Yes, it is. Yes, possession is real. It is as real as I'm sitting here talking to you. It's as real as a low-frequency person who vibrates on a low mental frequency, who takes up time to talk to you and tries to bring down your frequency. Those people who have nothing but a lot of stupidity to add to a conversation. They end up bringing your vibration down, your mental vibration down. Those people, after they pass off the earth, after they die, physical death, they're still here in essence and what people refer to as spirit. However, there is no such thing as spirit, as I've taught in the State of Mental. Spirit or spiritual only means special rituals. The word spirit means spiritus, which is a Latin word which means air. That's it. These words were developed in Latin, and they also were given a lot of credence in the church. The word spirit and spirituals and, beings, light beings and demons. All these were terminologies that came up through religion. But we have to understand that all inhabitants that take hold in possession of a body, whether you call them spirits or spooks or ghosts, are actually memory. They're actually memory and encodes. Mental, memory, and encodes. That's what people are. People, the essence of people is memory and encodes. Mental beings. I said all things are mental. Everything inhabits your mind, your brain. And whatever enters into you on the fourth plane, on the mental plane, on that frequency where you receive messages into the brain via your neurotransmitters, is encoded memory. Those beings who are here on a low frequency, those low frequency memory and encode beings that enter your brain and scramble messages in your brain and use you to take possession of your body as a house to send messages through. Right? This is what everybody is, the essence of everybody. Disembodied spirits are nothing but low mental energy beings, low frequency beings. You're ignorant and evil people who have not left off this plane, who have not left from the physical realm because they're trapped in the physical realm. They take possession of your body. They take possession of your mind, and they use you to relay messages. This is real. This is what happens in the church, in your Pentecostal churches, when people drop their frequency low and they allow these entities to come in these negative entities, these older people who might have passed off the church, the old and ignorant ones, the people who are negative. Because one thing I've always said about the church and religion is it draws a lot of negative people to it. Church, religion draws a lot of negative people. People who are looking to repent for their sins, people who feel guilty, people who have things in their closet that they don't want to bring out, and they're looking to come to a place where they can ease that guilt. And when these people pass off in the church, being that they were fixtures in the church, or when certain people on the earth who are locked in to this physical realm pass, they're always looking to inhabit a body. They're always looking to walk into a body who vibrates on a low mental frequency. And that's the prime target of these low mental frequency beings, these low energy beings. They're always looking to house a body. The Pentecostal church and the Baptist church, their ceremonies are reminiscent of a lot of the African Yoruba ceremonies and the dancing around, the drums and things like that, right? And you see the possession, people foaming out the mouth, spitting out the mouth, smoking cigars, and, blowing out smoke, all of those African tribal ceremonies. They're conjuring up a lot of low mental frequency beings, right? And they're trying to take messages from those frequency beings. They open themselves up to receive those low frequency beings. Because, as I said, everyone is memory. Everyone comes with encodes, meaning that you're encoded mentally with intelligence. And what you take here as you come as being like a magnet who is absorbing intelligence and information, what you take and what you store here as you develop your personality is left here after you leave physically. Some people don't leave off of the physical plane. Their encoding and their mental memory doesn't leave off of the physical plane. It registers as light. Light is what? Light is messages. Light is power. Light is energy. And it's all encodes. Everything, all light carries messages. So when you see those apparitions, or you might see light and things like that, those are memories, and those are encoded messages. The essence of who that person was, their personality. It shows up as light. And as I said, light is always looking to house a body. It's the same thing as when a person has intercourse with another person, and man and woman having intercourse, when the sperm travels up the spinal column all the way up to the medulla oblongata, and receives light and travels back down through the spine and out through the testicles and out through the penis into the woman. That's light on that sperm. That's encodes. That's memory. That's DNA. All that has messages on it. And that light that travels on the sperm is looking to house or looking to take possession of a body. That's when the formation of the fetus starts. That light or that memory takes hold of that fetus that's forming in the woman. That's the first form of possession. That person begins to possess a personality, a mentality. Memory is being stored in that person as they are forming in the body. These people stay here. Certain people don't move off of this plane, right? Especially if you are locked into this plane. If you are locked into the physical realm, you're not going to advance to a higher level into the mental plane to receive a higher charge that's going to send you back here to advance in your way of thinking. Certain people don't move off of the physical realm. When you, like I said, as you see those lights and what you call spirits and whatnot, i.e. mental energy beings, low mental energy beings, low because they stood on the physical plane when all physical, mental energy is supposed to leave off of the physical plane to go into the mental plane and receive a charge and come back here to house or take hold of a body. Because whenever mental energy and encodes or as light beings come back into this atmosphere, into this physical atmosphere, they are always looking to house a physical body, take hold of a physical body. They work like magnets. They are attracted to the flesh. They enter in on the fourth plane, which is the mental realm. They enter into you, your fourth plane. They come into your brain. They come in through light. They hover above your head and take possession of your brain, your neurotransmitters. If any of you remember the movie The Exorcist, when the girl, Linda Blair, was possessed, they called it demonic possession, they had her hooked up to a monitor where they were monitoring her brain waves and the brain activity. Right? Why do you think they were doing that? They were doing that because they were seeing the change in her brain patterns and what was entering her mind and going into her brain, because how certain things, certain energy and certain frequencies hit your brain can be monitored. And they saw as that possession was taking place, how the monitor was jumping up and down, and the lines were going all over the place, because that they were showing you in that film that these walk-ins that enter through the mental state, that enter through the mental plane and into your brain and hover above your head and take possession of your body, they move as a mental force. They take hold of you. They take hold of your memory, your mental output. They use you as broadcast centers. That's why also when they do seances and the person who's performing the seance opens up, they open up in the mental state to receive those low-frequency beings, those beings who are still vibrating on this physical plane. Okay? Because a lot of people don't leave here because they desire this place. They desire to stay here. They don't desire to leave and receive a charge, a mental charge, and come back in a new form. Even though the East Indians refer to this as reincarnation, that was their terminology for it. It is actually regeneration. The reception of a charge, because as I said, in death, people are in a state of recess. There's no real death. They're in a state of recess. Those who are going to move on in advance versus those who are going to stay here and move nowhere. It's the same as when you have people who advance in knowledge in the physical realm and those people who stay in little groups and go in circles, like I talked about yesterday, and they are adverse to any sort of progression. These are the people that end up being your demons. These are the people that end up being your walk-ins after death, your black devils. This is what happens to your black devils and your demons, a.k.a. your demented beings, once they pass off of this earth. They look to house the bodies of those who are looking to progress, and they slow down the progression. They do the same thing in the physical realm as they do in the afterlife. They slow down progression. They cause confusion. If we listen to the clip I played in the beginning of this, you hear the speaking in tongues. Now, in the ancient world, speaking in tongues, all that meant was speaking different languages. You understand? No, it's actually not spookism. If you listen to it, I said all things are mental. It's not spookism. You can have ignorant people take hold of you. Ignorant people can take hold and bring down the vibration of a conversation. You really don't think that can happen as a person dies off and that person is memory? You understand? That person is what let me ask the question. If you think it's spookism or it sounds like spookism, call in, because I can explain to you much better. Because what makes up the essence of a person? Forget the physical part of it. What makes up the essence of a person? You want to say soul, you want to say spirit, whatever. That's spookism. Spirit is spookism, but you probably believe in it because you had it introduced to you through religion. That's spookism. That was people trying to explain something that they didn't understand in the past. But I'm explaining it to you in real terms because you are a memory. You carry a memory. Everything about you is memory. Your cells carry memory. Your sperm cells carry memory. Your DNA, all that's memory. Your genetics are memory. Everything about you is memory. It's intel. It doesn't go anywhere if you vibrate on a certain level, if you think on a certain level. It doesn't leave anywhere. Just like you don't leave groups. You stay in groups for years, saying the same thing over and over and over again. Same way you stay here because you are connected to this place. You don't want to advance. It's very simple. Very simple. Just as you are in life, you are in afterlife. You don't move on. You don't advance. You understand that? Yes, water is memory. Water carries memory as well. You have water in your semen. That carries memory. Everything carries memory on it. Everything carries messages on it. So why do you say that's spookism? It's not spookism at all. It's reality. You are memory. Strip you out of, you take out the essence of you is just all memory. That's it. You exist as memory, and sometimes when you come back into the physical realm, you carry thoughts of the past, if you were here before, or if you were new energy, or new memory, or new encodes. Everything about you is to pull in things. That's what the basis is. Questions and comments on memory. Like I said, in the African ceremonies, they are big on talking about the ancestors. What are the ancestors? Are not the ancestors beings or people who once walked the earth? And they vibrated on a certain frequency. They vibrated on a lower frequency. Now, when I say they vibrated on a lower frequency, that means they thought on a certain level that was limited for their time. All right? You're supposed to be ahead of the ancestors as you're moving into the future. But if they were caught in a certain way of thinking, right, based on culture, based on tradition, and they inhabit you, when you're doing these ceremonies, right, when you're doing these rituals, and you open yourself up mentally to them to come in because they're locked into this atmosphere, they're locked into their culture, they're locked into their tradition, they have not advanced, then they open you up, like I said, and they use you to push out messages. You become a you become a receiver for them. Okay? They cause confusion, just as, like I said, the ignorant ones who are in these churches, the ones who are in these circular doctrines, they cause confusion. You understand? It's like the people who are speaking in tongues and they saying these things that you don't understand. It's no real language. It's done to cause confusion. Because I said in the ancient world, tongues just meant different languages. So it comes out as gibberish. It comes out purposely to confuse you that way. The dancing, the foaming at the mouth, the throwing people on the floor to cause confusion and chaos. All right? This is something that negative forces will do. Evil forces. All right? This is a reality. This is what like I said, this is what I meant to talk about in the part of the first broadcast. How I got a little, I focused on, like I said, the modern day people that do this, the ones that cause confusion. Right? You black people who have white people in your ancestry, in your background. A lot of you are open to that possession of those people, those low-frequency beings. A lot of you black men who want to walk around here and emulate Italian gangsters, crooks, white gangsters. Some of you take on the names of white Italian gangsters and Jewish and Irish gangsters. Why do you think that is? It's the same reason why you copy the white man in society. You pick up low frequency from these people. You pick up their low or submental way of thinking, and you begin to house that. These gangsters, these killers, these murderers that lived in this realm, in the physical realm, are still here as low frequency beings, low mental frequency beings. And they house a lot of you black people today. That's why you black men don't think nothing about killing another black man, because you got the mentality, you got the low mental frequency that you vibrate on of a white man. Be he a gangster, killer, Klansman, a lot of you inhabit those low mental energy beings, those low frequency beings. A lot of you black women, some of you inherit the bodies of white whores that were here. You understand that? That's why a lot of you sew dead white woman East Indian hair into your head. You're attracted to that mentality. A lot of you act like them. Dye your hair blonde, wear straight hair, because you house that low mental frequency. A lot of you vibrate on the same mental frequency, that low frequency, that submental state that they vibrate on, and you become a house for them, because as I said, these encodes and these low frequency beings are always looking to take possession of a body. And if you vibrate on a low mental frequency or submental frequency, they will take hold of your body. That's real. These young guys ain't calling themselves Lucchese and Gambino for no reason. They're in tune with these people. You understand? They're in tune with these people. It's no different than these black men, like I said, who want to emulate the white man, who talk with nasal tones and whatnot, because they vibrate on that frequency, that low submental frequency. All right? It's like when we talk about the humans, we talk about how humans were created here on Earth. So if humans were created on Earth, can humans leave the Earth? Can humans leave the physical form? Can humans move beyond the physical form, being that they were created here? Answer, no, they cannot. Humans don't leave this realm. They don't leave the physical realm. Even after they pass, they stay here. Your spirits and spooks and all these demonic beings are humans who are trapped in physical realm because they were created here. They were not meant to leave here. They were not meant to receive higher intelligence and receive that charge and come back. These are people who are staying here, who are locked in on the physical realm because they were created here. I said, you black people, you are the only ones, those of you who raise your mental frequency, you can leave this plane and receive a charge and regenerate and renew and come back in a physical form as a new being. The humans cannot. I said black people are not part of the human race. So being that you're not part of the human race, meaning that you were not created here, you come from elsewhere, you come from that solar state, you come from that regenerative state, you go back and recharge and come back here. They're the only ones who do not. That's why the white woman and all them, they're big on seances and stuff like that, because they know that the human DNA or the human memory goes nowhere. It stays here, locked in this planet. That's why they're able to call on dead so-called spirits and dead relatives and open themselves up to channel these people, because these people don't go anywhere. These people hang around because they were created here and they're locked in the physical realm. And a lot of you end up being locked in the physical realm because you vibrate on the same low mental frequency as them. A lot of your Africans, they're locked into this low mental frequency realm. That's why they do rituals, routine, tradition, customs. That's why I told my people, don't get caught up in customs and rituals and routines, because it slows down your evolution. You're always supposed to be in a state of constant movement. Always. But what these religions and what these traditions and these customs end up doing is locking you in a circle. And when you get locked into a circle or in a rotation or in a revolution, it's the same way you get caught in the physical realm on this planet, which moves in a rotation. And you go nowhere. You understand that? That's how that works. In life, as in death, it's all mental. Never forget that. You end up becoming caught up in this state. Like black zombies, if you let these beings inhabit your body. They can cause and bring a lot of confusion. People talk about how holy the church is and whatnot, and when these people are dancing around the church and they swinging all over the goddamn place and spitting all out of their mouth, what kind of holiness is that? Throwing an old woman on the floor, dancing around, making her, here it is, this woman, she's old, she could have a heart problem, something with that low mental frequency being don't give a damn. It just inhabits that woman because she dropped her mental vibration to receive that. Through tradition, through rituals, through customs, through making a connection, trying to so-called make your connection with the ancestors. Are you really doing a good thing when you say that you're making a connection with the ancestors? What if you have a lot of ignorant ancestors, demonic ancestors, negative, low-frequency ancestors? See, because you're contacting them. Those white people that rape their way into your goddamn bloodline, those are your ancestors too. Don't forget about them. Don't just think they a bunch of Africans and, they was doing these rituals. You got a lot of white, negative, demonic ancestors in your bloodline. They want to come in too. You got a lot of black people walking around here like black zombies, who all they're doing is being housed every day, every second, every minute by low-frequency beings. They open up on that. They open up to receive that. We'll be right back. Disembodied spirits are spirits or mental energy beings, low mental energy beings that are looking to they're constantly seeking a body. They're disembodied. They're looking to house something. They don't want to move in this realm naked. They want to house a body. They have a lot of bodies to house. A lot of you, it's done purposely, actually, to keep you on a low mental vibration here, on a submental vibration here, so that you can house those low frequency beings. They look in the society, the government looks to keep you possessed by low frequency beings. You know how they do it? They constantly create situations and circumstances that mirror past events. I'm going to give you an example. The Trayvon Martin thing. When they made that national coverage, they gave it national news. What did it do in black people? It sparked the old civil rights mentality in black people. Hell, in the world. People started marching. People got outraged. It had a civil rights take on it. They even brought out people like your Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these people, all the old civil rights Negroes, and and that put people in a tailspin. It locked you into a low frequency state. It opened you up to receive low frequency beings, those people who passed off the face of the earth, who are still here locked in that same mental vibration, that circular vibration, that civil right mentality, that go nowhere circular mentality they want to bring back in the people. Notice how the white man said, we want to bring back that spirit of this. And what did he really mean by that? I want to bring back that spirit. We want to bring back this kind of spirit. They want to bring back the spirit of 76. They want to bring back that spirit. Because when they say that, what they're actually saying is they want to open themselves up, or they want to open you up to house that old mentality. They want you back in the circle. They don't want you thinking higher. And the way to stop you from thinking higher, so that you are not open up to these low-frequency beings that still vibrate here on this realm, is by creating circumstances, creating situations that mirror past events. They want everyone in the submental state, and the best way to guarantee that is to open you up, keep you low, keep your mind low, keep you in a low state mentally for reception, so that these beings, these low frequency beings, these low mental energy beings can inhabit your body as past memory, as limited memory, because that ensures that you won't be bringing forth anything new. Notice the white man, he doesn't really give much energy to this sort of talk. Like, he does his thing with the seances and things like that, but the advanced white man, the ones who are trying to advance, they don't deal with religion. They don't deal with spookism. They don't really deal with that. They deal with technology. They get you to deal with spookism and religion and things like that because that opens you up to those low-frequency beings, those beings, that's trapped in the church, those negative forces. Like I said when I opened up, the church and religion are breeding grounds for attracting negative beings. They attract negative people. That's why you look in the church, you see some of the most foulest people in the church. The slanderers, the backbiters, the gays, the lesbians, all that's in the church. The pedophiles, the molesters, they all in the church. Right? Isn't that not so? So, of course, it makes sense for them to have some sort of ritual, just like they was doing in Africa, the same vibration to bring back that old way, bring back those traditional people, bring back those ancestors that you talk about so much, that you niggas love so much. You talking about the ancestors, you don't even know your ancestors, a lot of them are negative. Fact of the matter is, a lot of your ancestors, if they were good ancestors, they moved the hell on. They're not going to come and inhabit you. They done moved on into the next generation if they really are good. Because what that means is they're not vibrating on this low frequency. They're not vibrating in this circular world. They're not trapped here. They moved on and they doing new things. They've been regenerated because they weren't stuck in the old ways of doing things. They haven't become demonic. They haven't become demented. See, because a natural flow of mental power is supposed to move forward. If you are moving in a circle or moving against it, then you are a demon. You are demented. I said all things are mental. That word, that whole acknowledgement of that is from us. We always knew about the mental state. It wasn't until a white man, he spooked it out with spirits and spooks and ghosts and goblins and all that. We got caught up in all of that nonsense. You understand that? Scared the hell out of us. These evil faces and whatnot. And you got a lot of your old ancestors that are evil, wicked people, negative people. And they want to inhabit you. They're not going anywhere, so they're constantly looking to take on a body. Like I said, when these people from the old neighborhoods, like if you look at you people in the inner cities, a lot of these gangsters that done died in Brooklyn and New York and things like that, these Italian and Jewish and Irish gangsters, a lot of them inhabit you young niggas' bodies right now. Like I said, that's why you kill in a heartbeat just like they are. You ruthless like they are. You demonic like they are. Because they already have possessed your body. Anytime, what would make a black man call himself Lucchese, Gambino? They are taking hold of your body. You want to be them. You opened yourself up on that frequency. What the hell would make a black woman want to talk about being like Marilyn Monroe or some other whore or sewing white woman hair into her head? You're possessed. You opened yourself up to that vibration. And they make it easy for you to do that because they uplift these people in television programs and documentaries and biographies, and you like, oh, wow, I want to be like these people. So you open yourself up to them because you worship. They get you to worship these people. They get you to look to these people. Next thing you know, you want to be these people. Next thing you know, that energy, that mental energy, that memory is taking hold of your body. That being that has not moved off of this realm has found a new body to inhabit. Next thing you know, you're doing what they do. Hell, don't be surprised if you see some nigga somewhere trying to inhabit the body, trying to take on the energy of Jeffrey Dahmer. You understand? Yeah, that's real. Just as you black men and black women open yourself up to these white low frequency beings, you have certain white men who will try to open themselves up to black low frequency beings. Because, like I said, the color doesn't matter, race doesn't matter. If you vibrate on the submental frequency, then these beings are going to house your body. But I did say that the humans are not moving off of this physical realm. They're trapped here. They're trapped. That's why they're vexed. They're angry. Because they're always looking to inhabit somebody. They want back physical life. They look to take possession because they don't like being out of body. They don't like being disembodied. That's why they look to take hold of a body all the time. They look to come to you in your sleep. They take hold of your body through sex, sexual possession. They're the beings when you people sit and y'all talking about, it used to be a terminology that a lot of older people used to use talking about witch riding, right? You know, that's where you women, y'all wake up and it's like some man holding you down trying to have sex with you. You talk it's a spirit and, you know, it's trying to have sex with you, or sometimes it'll be a woman that'll trying to have sex with you men, and y'all wake up and y'all done had a discharge. That is those beings who were actually in this physical realm at one time. They were some horny devils, and they wanted to have sex with you physically, but they couldn't find a physical body to have sex with you. So they tried to have sex with you as memory, as mental energy, because that sex drive is in their encoding. It's in their memory. So they look to have sex with you. That urge is still there. They just haven't found a physical body to take that mental energy on. They haven't found a body to house yet. I'm gonna hit you black women with something. A lot of times these black males that you lay down with are housing those low frequency beings, and that's why they come to you. They come to you to have sex for the desires of those low frequency beings, not for them. These niggas, all they are transients. They just zombies that are housing. They're just houses. They're just physical houses that house those low frequency beings, those low mental frequency beings. The desire that they have is actually of those low frequency beings. I'll give you another example of that. How many of you people, y'all probably remember this movie called JD's Revenge? I'm just giving the movie as an example, because a lot of times when people make movies like that, they get an image of it from somewhere else, i.e., it came into their imagination, the image generated into their head. Remember when the guy JD, I don't know if you're from UP, it's a movie from the 70s. Glenn Turman played in it. He he opened himself up and he began to house the memory and the mental energy of an old pimp who was killed. And the old pimp took hold of his body and he was just using Glenn Turman just to move around in the physical world. He took hold of his body, and he started having sex with women through Glenn Turman, and he even had sex with Glenn Turman women, but she thought it was him. That's real. And she was all open. She's like, damn, it's not you. She's like, damn. And he was, he had minutes where he was one way, then next minute he's another way. His whole mentality, his whole thing changed. His whole demeanor changed. That's real. Many of you women that had sex with men, y'all be like, damn, where that came from? Or you brothers that had your woman, she might have opened herself up. You'll be like, damn, where that came from? She on something different. That's real. That's real. She wasn't doing something like this before. She doing something, or he doing something like this now. The frequency is kept low on this planet for a reason, to house bodies. You are just a warehouse for low mental energy beings. That's all you are. That's what your religion, that's what your rituals, that's what your customs open you up for. It gives you a connection to the past. And you're not supposed to have a connection to the past. I know that's going to sound kind of harsh to a lot of people because you guys all into your ancestors and you into the ancestral worship and the rituals and the spirituals and the spirits and, you know, what is my ancestors trying to say to me? Well, hey, how about your ancestors, you know, what are they really doing? Your ancestors are supposed to have moved on. If they're contacting you, if they're trying to inhabit your body and house your body and whatnot, then they're doing the wrong thing. They're not supposed to be interfering with your life on this realm. You're supposed to be living your life. They're supposed to have moved on and come in a newer form, i.e. down the line 4 generations into your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. So they're supposed to have moved on. You understand? They're not supposed to be trying to house your body. They're interfering with the flow of life. They're interfering with the flow of that mental energy, which is supposed to constantly be moving forward. But that's what your demented people do. Same way your black devils do in religion and in these old traditional customs where they don't want people to move on. They want to keep people stagnant. They want to keep you in rituals and in customs and books and lessons and Qurans and Bibles and all kind of BS, things that keep us going in a rotation because they're trapped there. It's the same principle with those low-frequency mental beings. You know? No different. Questions, comments, call-ins. Call in if you have a story, if you have something you want to add on. Because like I said, we open. 914-338-0504. It's cool, like I said, if you're listening, but you have to get clarity on this. Because you have to understand, you know, we in the new millennium, we have to understand that all possession is mental possession. All possession that's demonic possession is demented or demented mental possession. I say everything here is mental. Everything deals with the fourth plane. Everything deals with the mental plane. Your possessions. You receiving higher messages, future thought. Everything deals with the mental plane. You live in a governed mental society. Everything deals with the mental. So we have to move onto a mental level. We have to do away with all of these last millennium superstitious BS. We have to do away with it. You understand that? We have to do away with it. We have to know exactly what it is that we're talking about. Encodes in the mind. When you people got this mentality of the white man, keep constantly putting him on a pedestal, you open yourself up to low frequency. You can't receive future thought because people are constantly putting that rotation of the white man in your head as being supreme over you. Whether he's calling him a devil. Because I said, if you make the white man your devil yesterday, he becomes your God. It's the same thing. You're saying that translates into you're putting someone over you to say that they have the power to keep you from moving forward and achieving things and advancing in life. When you call a white man the devil, you're actually calling him God as well. The Black Panthers did this thing, and they didn't even know what they was doing because maybe they was inhabited by those low-frequency beings. Well, obviously they were. They did this thing where they kept referring to white man as the man. The man. The man. How many of y'all remember that? The man. The man got his foot on my back. Wait a minute. If you keep referring to him as the man, that translates as a.k.a. the authority, the author, the one who is over you. If he's the man, then what the hell are you? What the hell were you niggas? If he's the man. Or I thought you were supposed to be the man. But you put him over you by referring to him as the man. And you put that permanent groove and rotation in the minds of these people today, where they don't respect authority. You have to respect authority if you plan to inherit authority. You have to understand the reason for laws and structure if you plan on taking hold of the planet. But what did they do? By getting you to despise order, because we are people of order, by getting you to despise order, whether it was coming from the white man or whatnot, because I always say, you people who hate order, Like I said, the only reason we not in power, the only reason the black man is not in power and he's not truly God, the black woman is not truly God and not in a position of ruling on this planet, is because you turned your nose up at control and order. You got out of order. You understand? You took yourself down from that high frequency, from receiving that future thought and those higher messages. What happened? You got caught in a circular rituals. You got caught in rituals. And when you got caught in rituals, what happened? You opened yourself up to low-frequency beings, demonic beings, demented beings, demons, that got you moving on a rotation to nowhere. Insanity. When you see those demonic forces and they look bugged out and crazy, foaming at the mouth and whatnot, they going crazy. What? That's madness. That's madness. That's meant to look crazy. You hear the black woman talking all out her damn head, foaming at the mouth, just saying things that don't even make sense. You got those argumentative people and those argumentative relatives in your family, black devils that always want to cause confusion. What the hell you think that is when you see a woman foaming at the mouth and spitting all out her mouth, and you call that a holy spirit, a good energy? That's a negative energy. That's a negative vibration that you open yourself up for. And they get you to open yourself up for it by accepting rituals and customs and constantly going back into that garbage. Encoding your mind with negative messages, circular messages, rotative, revolutionary messages. Things that move in a circle constantly. Never giving you high frequency, high messages, advanced messages. You never get to link to that. You never get to move forward. That's done purposely. Keeping you on a low vibration is the plan. It is the way of life here. This planet is governed by low frequency beings. The submental state is governed by low frequency beings. But on the upper level, you understand? On the upper level, it's those people, the powers that be, your illuminated ones, your light beings, your Illuminati. They're governing it from intelligence. And they're giving you information or informative, keeping you informative, i.e. through rituals, through customs, to keep you moving in the frequency. That's why they allow, like I said, it all works hand in hand. They keep you practicing rituals and religion and things like that. That's why, like I said, they'll give you a grant real quick to open up a church or some religious structure because they want you in rituals. They want you opening yourself up to those low-frequency beings. They want you in the goddamn Pentecostal church. The word penta means 5, as in pentagram. Don't they use the so-called satanic symbol, which is short for the sacred tens symbol, right? To keep you moving in a vibration. The goat's head. Pentecostal. Right? Pentecostal. Our people don't think about this. It's all plays and words mean everything. You understand? Words mean everything. Words register as everything. These people, like I said, who are in these religions, these people who are in these goddamn customs and these old ways of doing things, they're going to be the low-frequency beings when they pass off the world. You understand that? They're going to be the ones holding you back because they're doing it in this life. If it's in their memory in this physical state, what makes you think it's going to change when they go from the physical state to the mental state? What makes you think they're going to change? There will be no evolution for these people. Don't think because, you've got black skin, that means it's going to be an evolution for you. We got a call, 804. 804, you on the air.
You hear me?
804? Yes.
Yeah, this is Rob Born Perfection. We spoke earlier on Facebook. I don't listen to you for about an hour right now. And from my conclusion, it seems like you worship the white man, straight up and down. I'm not gonna shake it any other kind of way. You say we don't respect order. That's why we fell out of power.
You don't respect order. You don't.
How How the
because
hell
you don't respect order.
hold
on, wait a minute.
Right.
I'm gonna let. Hold on. I don't know what you're listening to. I don't know what you're listening. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
I don't know what you're listening to. I don't know what you're hearing that makes you think I worship the white man. You understand? I if you listen to the past broadcast, like I said, that's that demented mind. You hear what you want to hear. I said that the white man is a savage. I said all of that. He's keeping structure and order here because you black men refuse to get off your ass and keep the order and structure. You gave it up to him. That's why he has order. I stood up yesterday for the damn black man, and I said the black man need to stand up and start being a man and start being God and stop having the white man depending on him to do things for you and giving all these excuses why you can't stand up and be men and be God. I said that. But in some way it got lost in translation when you talking about I'm worshiping the white man. I don't know, like I said.
Check it. That's garbage. That's garbage right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you this right now, that's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you wrote me on Facebook and you said that we not building buildings and stuff like that. That's trash. See,
that's trash.
This is the problem. That's trash because I know you don't study your history straight off.
I'm not talking about history. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now. I don't care about history. I know about Egypt. I know about Africa. I'm talking about now. What about now? Okay, go ahead.
Let me speak.
Okay.
Let me speak.
Go ahead.
All our great teachers always tell us that Malcolm told us, John Henry Clark told us that history shows a people where they must go and what they still must be. Now, you learn from history because everybody learns from history because you had to learn from your parents. You had to learn it from somewhere. Nobody just wakes up with all the knowledge. It was tried already. If you're familiar with Tulsa, Oklahoma, or if you're familiar with the move, if you're familiar with Dr. York, all of them people tried to build physical buildings, their own society with their own money, and what happened to them? White man came in, sacked them, killed them. Without land, you ain't building nothing. See, the white man has his army, which he will use to enforce his building and his laws. We ain't got no damn army because we, like you, worshiping the white man in one form or another. Now, they bombed the move with babies in there and everything. The police, not even the army, the police bombed that building that they was using. They came in and framed Dr. York. They came in and killed all of them people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that was peaceful. All of that was peaceful. So all of that, we going to build stuff, and where the hell are you going to build with no land? How the hell are you going to get the land without paying the white man for the land? You please tell me how they just going to walk up onto some land and just start building there without him stepping to our face because he's a savage, like you said. So since he's a savage, he's not going to respect order. So I don't know where you get off talking about we don't have respect for order. That's why he's in control. Because right now, his order is our chaos.
Yeah, well, okay. Now let me speak. Now, I understand. I know about Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know about Dr. York. I know what happened with Dr. York. I was a student at Dr. York's at one time. I'm very familiar with what happened with him at the land, okay? And because these things happen, does that mean we stop building and we stop coming together? Because you had groups like the Nation of Islam who went a lot further, even though after Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed, it wasn't nowhere where it was supposed to be at, that built and did things. You had people who can still come together no matter where they are and build things, or even if it comes to a point where we have to leave and go someplace else and set up. That can happen. We don't stop building because a few people fell down. We don't stop.
Okay.
It's not supposed. Let me finish. I'll let you talk.
No problem.
It's never supposed to stop. It never ends. So the answer is not to lay down. It's not to stop and do what it is we were doing. Because those people back then, those things fell. A lot of things, like I said, I'm not even going to speak certain things that people did in building up these things were wrong. Certain things that they did. Like, for example, with the Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the building up of the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were building up, trying to build up an economy here, but they were still basing it on how the white man built up things. A lot of our people should have went back or went somewhere in Africa and tried to set up. Like how in Liberia, where Monroe sent a lot of the blacks back here from back to Liberia, and they set up Monrovia over there in Liberia. They set up there and took over their own that country and whatnot, and you still got American blacks over there that built up that country and have enterprises there. Black people should have been looking to go elsewhere. Problem is, black people got comfortable here. Same way Dr. York and them got comfortable. A lot of people got comfortable here, and they forgot who the goddamn devil was. You understand?
Okay.
Dr. York and them start talking about politics. They start talking about Moorish rights. They start talking about all things that got comfortable. You got comfortable and you forgot who these people are. That's why these movements fell. That's why things like this happen. Because once you get comfortable, and I'm not comfortable, I look at things and I look at people and I look at how our people are in the hood. That's what I'm talking about. How black people are in the hood. Nobody's making black men shoot each other down. Now are they? Nobody's making you do nobody's making you do that. Nobody's making you shoot each other down. Nobody's making you sell drugs to each other. Nobody's telling you black men to lay down, make all these goddamn babies everywhere and don't take care of them.
Yes,
nobody's making you drink liquor, smoke blunts, and do what y'all do.
Yes,
now,
they are telling you that. Listen. Somebody has to tell you it or show you it for you to do it. Like I said, nobody wakes up on this born with all the knowledge. So, okay, well, I was born to drink, so I'm going to drink. You have to learn it from somewhere. So, yes, somebody is telling you to do that. Listen, I grew up in the hood. I gangbanged already. So I already know what it is. You can't tell me.
So did somebody make you do that or you chose to do that?
Listen. You're told to do these things. And I know because you have an OG that be like, listen, you got to put in this work. And you want to be like these people because they tell you in society and media that you should be like these people. So you're being told you ain't nobody telling you to do this. Somebody tells you to do it. Listen,
let me tell you something.
You to do it.
I'm 41 years old. Okay? I'm 41 years old. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Brownsville, East New York. I sold drugs. I did everything I did growing up and coming into a manhood, I chose to do. Nobody made me do anything. I chose to do it. That's how a real man stand up and take responsibility. The problem with you black men nowadays is somebody always made you do something. It's always circumstances. It's always the white man. It's always something. How the hell are you going to talk about being God if somebody's always responsible for what you do?
All right, check this, right? So is you so responsible? Are you responsible for your own birth?
Yeah, I am. Because I was the sperm cell that got there while the other 7,777,000 sperms didn't get there. I wanted to be here. I'm the sperm cell that made it.
Check it.
That's how.
Well, that's now cipher science because we already know that all babies start in the mother, and the man is just the initiation process. So that was a 40, a father. That was not a 40 you. You didn't exist. You existed as a cell form in your mother that was initiated by your father. Had they not had sex, you would not be here. So
but
you have
my memory, my memory, which came down in the sperm, which went up the spinal column of the man to receive that light and go into the woman, that was my memory. That's the essence of you. That chose to be here. Whether it got into her eggs and formulated those genetics, that was the beginning of me, coming from my father's sperm cell.
Okay.
The physical came out of my mother. So I was the memory.
Okay.
You are the essence of you. Hold on. The essence of you is your memory, your mental. That's your essence. That's what chose to be here.
Beautiful. And you know what memory and mental is? Memory and mental is one. So it couldn't have been you. You understand what I'm saying?
Why not?
We take this taking responsibility thing and the law of attraction and taking responsibility for self and self-made stuff a little too far. How can you take that far? One second, God. That wasn't your fault because it was the Creator's fault because you didn't exist in this form. See, like I'm thinking, like I'm talking to you now, before I was born, I wasn't thinking these thoughts because I, in this form, did not exist. So it couldn't have been my thoughts. So for you to say, oh, yeah, I made my parents have sex so that I could be born, that's really now cipher, and that actually goes into some church spookism type of stuff, which is so started off with.
I didn't say, no, you just said that. I didn't say I made my parents. You added that. I said that I had a desire. Listen, I said I had a desire to be here. That's why I'm here. I'm the sperm cell that made it over the other 777 million sperm cells that got ejaculated into my mother. I received light energy to move into my mother and receive a physical house to come out. She's just the physical end. My father's the mental end. That's how that works. So I am memory.
Your father is the mental end. Your father, not you. You said your father.
No, I said my father is the portal.
Don't exist.
My father is the portal, brother. That's all. I am not my father. I am not my father. I am not my father. No, I am not my father.
So you know
there's my father and there's me. I just came through my father, but I still exist.
How can you come through something and not be of it? See, that's how I can understand that you don't
Same way I could roll a ball. Same way I could roll a ball through a hole. Is the ball a part of the hole? If I roll a ball through a shaft, hold on a minute. If I roll a ball through a shaft right now, is the ball part of the shaft? And it comes out the shaft, is it part of the shaft?
Okay, I'll answer that question as no and with a question. Did the ball roll itself?
No. Actually, the ball. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
The ball was propelled because it wasn't a circle, so it did roll itself. It started because it's in a rotation. But did you answer my question? The ball is shaped to roll. The ball is shaped to roll. If you put a ball down and you put it still, it's going to start to move. Because it's in a rotation to move.
It's going to start to move. I've never seen a ball move by itself.
Put it down. Wait a minute. Put it down. Put a ball down and look at it. It's going to start to move because it's in a rotation. It's going to start to move.
But you always going to have. Okay, I understand you, brother. But you always going to have to say put or you do this, which means I come first. Not ball want to roll itself. So it somehow communicates something to me, and then I, the creator, come along and make it roll. The creator come before you. Your father and your mother is your creators.
No, they're not my creators. They are not my creators. No, they're not. They are the ones. They're just vessels that house me to come here. They're not my creators. They are not my creators.
They're vessels who have.
That's why they're vessels. A vessel is not a creator, brother. And you didn't answer the question. Is that when I roll? Wait a minute. You didn't answer the question. When I roll that ball through that hole, when I roll the ball through that tunnel, is the ball part of the tunnel now?
I answered the question. I told you no. And
then
you didn't answer my question.
I did answer.
Because, check this, right? They're just vessels, right? They're just vessels, and this whole world is just a vessel, but what inhabits the vessel?
We inhabit the vessel.
The
essence of who we are, the essence of who we are, the mental memory, we inhabit the vessel, brother. The mental energy of who we are, the essence of who we are, the memory, what I spent an hour talking about. Hold on. The memory of what I spent an hour talking about, the essence of what makes you up beyond just this physical is what inhabits this world.
So what is that?
What is that? I just said it's memory, brother. It's mental
memory. But what is memory?
It's encoded memory. Memory is the essence of who you are. The things that you have in your DNA. The things that you have in your DNA, your bloodline, your genetics, your memory. All of that is your memory.
Yeah, but what's deeper than memory?
What's deeper than memory?
Memory, something has to happen in order for it to be a memory. See, memory has to talk about past. And I heard you denigrating the ancestors in the past, talking about the ancestors as evil and this and that. With that kind of mentality, you might as well just shoot yourself and just get it over with.
I didn't say the ancestors. I said, you hearing what you want to hear. I said you have evil ancestors. Don't say that all your ancestors are good. You're not listening. Listen before you make a statement. I said that you talking about getting in contact with your ancestors. I said, what makes you think all your ancestors are good? I said your ancestors are supposed to be moving forward. They're not supposed to be stuck on this realm. That's exactly what I said.
All right.
If they're still stuck on this realm, then they're not good. Meaning, when I say they're not good, that means that they serve no purpose because they're still moving in a rotation. You're supposed to be moving forward. That's evolution. That's mental evolution.
All right, check this. There is no such thing as no purpose.
Okay, there's no such thing as mental. For you, no.
Second off, no, there is no such thing as no purpose. Just because you don't see it, don't mean it don't exist. Check it.
Well,
and the second thing is that there is no such thing as no use for anything. Anything could be used. Anything could be used for any purpose, no matter what it is. So even if these ancestors is evil and they so bad and they so demonic, if you as the God, like you said, you could use them because you're supposed to be thinking on a higher level than them anyway, regardless or not if you contacted them, you could use them to destroy other people that's in your way. Maybe these people are getting possessed because they need to be destroyed. We don't need these Negroes no more. So, yeah, I'm pretty glad if what you're saying is true and they're destroying all of these people in the church and they're causing people not to take responsibility, good. We need this shit to be done with. We need these people out of here. The government want to kill 90 billion people, good. Because the white man's the minority of the planet. So if he really narrows it down to a couple of people and him, we're going to wipe him out. You don't want that. So I believe what you're trying to go into is saying that these beings are evil because they're not making us do anything that would physically better ourselves, but the physical world is dying. This shit is over with.
I don't know where you're getting that from. I said that they're supposed to be moving on. How this thing is supposed to move is that they're supposed to be moving forward. Let me take another call, brother, because I got a bunch of calls in here. I'll hold you back. Let me just take this next call and I'll come back to you. Stay on the line. 313, you're on the air.
Tell me when you come up. Pull up.
Hello.
Just listening, bro.
Okay. Now I seen when you was trying to call in. Did you have a question or comment?
No, first thing I'm listening, man. I came in late. I don't know what y'all talking about, but it's interesting. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
Right,
the person who was on who tried to call in, you could call back in if you want to because I'm opening up the phone lines. I want to hear more people calling in and whatnot. So this is a hot topic. I was just saying that these frequencies, these beings. This 708. Hello.
You even get educated.
708.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on there, 708.
How do you get educated in this society?
How do you get educated in this society?
Yes.
You go to school.
You go to school. So if you don't get educated in school about how to live optimal, then what? And who do you learn that from?
Where do you learn? You learn it from every place. You learn from your parents. You can learn from school. You can learn from any place.
But if your parents never learned it, how are they gonna teach you that?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of kids are growing up and they're not learning. That's why you see them acting like a pack of wild animals in the street today.
So how can you blame them for that if they never got taught the right way to act? You coming down on black people so hard about black devils this, black devils that, but if black people never got taught how to act correctly, then what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that at certain points, certain people who are calling themselves gods or whatever, they responsible for teaching the babies. Because if you advocating that in your teachings, if you're not trying to be the example in your life, like what I'm trying to do, because I do a project here called the Supermen, Superwomen Project, and I reach out to my people, like I said, and I try and teach, and I'm trying to make that difference. So I can't just speak on it and call people or say people are doing this and doing that without me trying to lend or be an example and trying to change that. So for all these people who claim to be gods and saying they doing this, you're supposed to lead by example, and you're supposed to be teaching the babies if that's what you say you're going to do. Because a lot of these babies didn't grow up with parents, or they basically were drug up by parents who were negative. You understand? So somebody has to make a difference.
So to what point is that difference going to be made in this for black people? Like what differences? Like what can the 5%er who most people calling themselves gods and earths is 5%ers? So that's the people you talking about.
Say again?
You talking about 5%ers when you talking about gods and earths?
I'm talking about anybody, certain people who ain't 5% call themselves gods and whatnot. So it's not, and women call themselves gods. Certain people who are not 5% refer to themselves as God. That's like that's becoming like a regular terminology now. People are referring to themselves as gods and they're not even 5%ers.
Well, God just means mighty one. That's
Okay.
all it's saying. It's saying you a mighty one. So if the Creator lives within you, we all got the spirit of the Creator within us, right? Potentially, if you believe in the spirit in a higher force, and it's a life force, we all got a life force in us. It's animate beings.
That's your intelligence. That's your intelligence. That which tunes you in to that higher force and whatnot that's constantly extending or supposed to be extending within you.
But as children, we still have to get educated about how to conduct ourselves on this planet. And if we don't have the proper education, then we just not going to be conducting ourselves in an optimal right fashion, right?
You're right. And it's up to these black men out here to provide that. It's not for the white man to do that. It's not for him to educate.
Where's the black man going to get it from?
From us. From us.
I mean, we don't have. I mean, we don't even come from.
That's
I mean, if I know geometry,
look at this fucking D for what? If I
don't know geometry, how am I going to teach you geometry?
So what I'm saying is, you know what's right. You know the right thing. You can teach the basics and teach a person just by you telling. Like, for example, you a grown man. Just by you seeing kids doing wrong. I'm gonna give an example of something I did a couple of days ago. Just by you seeing young kids doing the wrong thing, and you stand up and telling kids, "Don't do that. Don't do this." They looking for that authority in their life. You just made a difference in that person's life by telling them something. A lot of black men, y'all need to start being like big brothers and things like that, talking to these young kids and whatnot, being examples in the community, being responsible for them. How many black men willing to do that?
What do you think about the psychology of people, and how does that play a part in the psychological development of people?
How do I think about the psychological development in people?
Psychological development of grown adult black men and how they act and how they're going to be teaching the children. I mean, how do you think that plays into the whole situation?
Well, a lot of black men are childlike in their mentality. That's a reality. A lot of black men, they on the same level as a lot of these people that have never grown up. A lot of these black men haven't been raised up, or black males haven't been raised up by black men, so they don't even know how to act. You got black males in their 40s and in their 30s who don't know how to act, so they can't really be effective in the lives of the children. But for all of us who know better, for all of those who may have come in contact with somebody with an image that you saw, that you clung on to, and made you stop doing the things you were doing, that's for you to be an example to the next person that's growing up or coming up, because you know better.
So you don't think it's any type of form of psychological warfare being put upon black people to make them act in this way?
It don't matter. It don't matter. No, it don't matter. I mean, you could say, yeah, okay, fine. We could say that psychological warfare and all that. Yeah, now what's going to be done about it? I know all that, the psychological warfare and whatnot, but that, you know what that translates into? That translates into an excuse for the black man not doing a goddamn thing to stop that or combat it. That's what it translates into. We know about Willie Lynch. I said it yesterday. I know about Willie Lynch. I know about Pan-African and what happened in the diaspora and the 500. Yeah, I heard all that already. What about now? That's all I'm interested in. I'm interested in the future and trying to change things. That's what I'm interested in. I don't want to hear people telling me about the history. We know about the history. Now what?
We're talking about right now is psychological warfare. We're not talking about the history. I'm talking about right now. We got psychological warfare.
So then what do? What are we doing to alter that? I know what I'm doing to alter that within the state of mental. I'm trying to alter that in black men and in black women, so we can make a change into the future. That's the point. But what people encounter, and that is, I get people talking about, oh, you seem like you worship the white man, all kind of stupidity I get. You understand? When I'm trying to make the goddamn black man stand up and stop blaming everybody and stop being weak and whiny. You understand? And stand the hell up and stop blaming circumstances.
What's the outlets to help the black man grow up and become responsible?
Can I say it again now?
What are the outlets, or what are the things in place to allow that to come forward?
I submitted the State of Mental, which is a future intelligence community that I put together. Me and a few brothers put that together, and we're trying to grow that. But like I said, a lot of black men don't want that. A lot of black men just want excuses. So a lot of our people have made their mind up already. But we give out the knowledge and the information. We hold the classes here in New York, and we're going to start all over the place after a while. We give that as a solution to cleaning up our people mentally, first and foremost.
I can agree with that.
All right?
Well, start with the mental and carry it on. Peace.
That's where it all starts, brother. All right. Hold on. 3. Hold on a second. 804?
Yeah.
All right, hold
you got
on.
disconnected.
No, I still got you online. Hold on, bro. 313? 313. Call back in 313. Hold on. 313. 313. 313, you on the air? Okay. Okay, 804. Go on.
Yeah.
I'll give you the last 10 minutes of it because I want to finish out this thing as far as the
No problem. We got disconnected. My phone died.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel what you're trying to do or whatever to raise the consciousness of the dead people, but they're dead. That's it. You gotta let the dead lie with the dead. If dead Negroes want to worship white people and want to call themselves Gambino or kill themselves, good. As long as you keep that shit off my front porch, I don't care. You know what I mean? I only care about those who, like I was telling you the other day, who are essentials. I don't care about non-essentials. So they don't never help. They never help. You see, I don't worship the white man, but Elijah Muhammad said something that made sense. He said, study the white man. Why? Because he's successful. I don't mean worship him. That just means study. Okay, well, I'm born now. He's in power. How did he get in power? Because he only does things that work. Like our ancestors only did things that worked. We didn't sit here concentrating on what dead Negroes is doing. We've been through that already. Like you said, you don't want to hear about the history. I don't want to hear about the current events. I want to know what the future holds. These people is not going to lead us anywhere. They're dead. That means they're finished. All that Jesus shit about how we're going to save the people through knowledge, these people are emotionally, psychologically, psychiatrically defeated. That's it. This is the end of the black race. Now you said evolution, we're supposed to become something more. So we're not even supposed to focus on what they're doing. See, that right there, I could say on your part is a possession of a lower frequency being, concentrating on what lower frequency beings are doing.
Actually, I'm not. Hold on, let me stop you. Actually, I'm not.
Go ahead, brother.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not concentrating on nothing they're doing. What I did yesterday and what I said yesterday and what I say constantly is when I drop the bombs I drop and say the things I say, I'm doing it to unearth the 1% of my people who are amongst the 99 percentile who are the gold that are amongst the rocks. I do it to blow them out of the water and bring them here with what I'm doing. The ones who may be calling themselves Christians, Muslims, Israelites, or in these old groups of 5%. I don't care wherever they are, wherever they may be, who coming on this new level or this new way of thinking, whoever ready to leave the circular world and the traditions and all this other stuff and move on to something else, on to something in the next level. Those are the people I do this for. I don't do this for the 99%. I'm not trying to convince nobody. Like I told you, I'm not trying to convert nobody. I'm not trying to argue with nobody. I'm not trying to debate with nobody. I'm done with that. I'm 41 years old. I've been there, done that. And what I learned within my 41 years, or should I say my 20 years of starting to teach, the thing I've learned is that people have already made their mind up. They've chosen not to do anything, and they will argue you down just so that they can try to justify not doing a goddamn thing. And I'm not doing that no more. So I'm interested only in the 1%.
I could agree with that.
That's it. I'm only interested in the 1%. I don't do anything. I don't care about the 99%. I don't care about the rest of the black race. I don't care about the white race. I don't give a damn about the white man. I don't give a damn about what happened. I know what happened. It's nothing that could be done. You could use all of that and utilize it all to play a part in your evolution. That's how I choose to utilize it. But some simple-minded Negro to come and say, oh, you love the white man and this. I'm not saying you, but anybody who would say that, I don't know what the hell you hearing. That's demented.
Okay.
So.
All right. So I'll regress back on that one. I'll take that one back.
Okay.
But I'll take that one back. But I mean, all of that about building a society, that's dead. It's finished. You know what I mean? There's one thing Bobby had to say that I've heard and it stuck with me, and it made a whole lot of sense. And I moved forward with that. You know, he said that all that stuff we think we're supposed to be doing, we're not supposed to be doing, because where we're going, that won't matter. Meaning, we're not supposed to be trying to build no buildings. We're not supposed to be trying to open no schools. We're not supposed to be trying to do any of this stuff physical, because it's all on lock. If you try to get it, what you're doing right now is the most schooling that needs to be done. You know what I mean? What you're doing right now is hosting these blog talks. These are our schools. These are our schools. Our schools is through the telephones, through the internet, through YouTube, underground lectures. That's our school. If we build one building and we be like, okay, this is black centered, we're going to keep white people out, white people are going to find their way in there and destroy that shit. They can't destroy blog talk radio. They can't destroy underground lectures. They can't destroy me and you building with each other face to face. That's school. That building is not a school. That building is a building in which school can take place. But that building is not a school. That building is a building. Oh,
I don't want my children educated by them. I don't want my children in their elementary school. I do want my children to become doctors. I do want my children to become scientists. I do want my children to become architects and things like that. These are things that are essential in having a productive people, because the time will come where we will be forced to build again. That time is coming very soon, because you see the fall. If you know about the future, you see the fall of a society, and you see America is falling down. That's why you see all of these things coming in, homosexual marriage. You see pedophilia in here. They bringing this all in. This is Greece, Rome, Sodom all over again, bro. That's what this is. All right? So watch and pay attention. I'm saying this all for a reason, even for the people who don't see the bigger picture, because I always look to the bigger picture. Like I said, schools are necessary in the elemental stage of your children. We got to build elementary schools for our children. We don't have to have big land and stuff like that to grow food. We don't need all of that. We need to build the minds of the people, and it starts with taking the education of the children, because you could get land here, but the truth of the matter is you never own land here. That's why the Moors, to me, that's bugged out to me, what they talk about, where they talk about getting some land and securing land. You never own land in America. They can take it anytime they want to. The government can take your land anytime they want to, because it's their land. They give you what they do. They give you land that you could utilize, for the time being, but you never own it. The proof of the fact that you don't own it is because you got to pay taxes on it. How the hell am I paying for something that I own every quarterly? How am I paying taxes on land if I own it? That's like you buying a pair of sneakers and you got to keep making payments on your sneakers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That don't make no sense. So you never own any land here. That's why people get caught up at. That's why people start to forget who this man is, or who this being, or who this thing is, who this person is. I don't blame him. I don't blame the white man. Why I say that, and it's not no love thing, it ain't no hate thing. I understand it. You have to understand where these people are coming from before you're able to think beyond them. That's the whole key. You understand?
Why am I letting you build on my land?
Exactly. Why am I going to sit here and acknowledge some treaties that you talking about when I done killed for this land? I done enslaved people for this. I took this land. You really think these people are going to give you anything? Are you serious?
Exactly.
It don't even make sense. That's why I say to the Moors. That goes to the Moors. You understand? We got to stop with this handout mentality. The white man is not giving you nothing. You understand? That's that welfare mentality. That got to stop. I don't have a welfare mentality. I'm about educating my people. I'm about building schools, things small, to educate, because it's more important to educate the minds of the kids and the people and whatnot, because for future building, for future, you have to have the minds of the people right before the building starts. Them people, the ancestors in Egypt, Sumeria, Nubia, their minds was right to build a civilization and society. The black man can't do that right now because his mind is not right.
Yeah, he's like the other brother was saying before now, we're at psychological warfare. Even right now, talking when we had a debate, that's still a form of psychological warfare. Building came out of it, but, that's still a form.
Yeah, well, like I said, the whole thing, like we say in the state of mental, is because we're mentalists. We are the next generation. We are the new movement on the block. We are the new society on the block. Like I said, we we're trying to get ultra standing. We're not dealing with understanding or overstanding. We're trying to get an ultra standing, meaning a complete and total comprehension of all of this. That's what we seek.
That's a good word.
Ultra standing. Go to the SOM.info. Check us out, brother. The SOM.info. Check us out. Read the About Us section, okay?
All right.
Good building with you, brother.
No problem. Peace.
Peace.
And the knucklehead I'm dealing with is knucklehead.
313. 313.
Hello?
Yeah, was you trying to call in? Did I speak to you already?
Yeah. I'm still just listening. But thank you.
Okay, brother. Okay. Yeah. See, it's always good to get an ultra standing going with the people and whatnot. I'm glad because me and that brother was going back and forth on Facebook, and I'm glad he tuned in and got a chance to listen to what it is I'm actually saying and pay attention, because a lot of things get lost in translation. You understand? And like I said, I don't know. People have to pay attention to what's being said. I'm all about the evolution of my people. You understand? But I realize that that's not going to be the whole black race, and those of you have to stop thinking that that's going to be the whole black race. A lot of our people already made their mind up that they're not going to be a part of the evolution. These are and like I said, if you don't take sides in the evolution of the people, what ends up happening is you start working against the evolution of the people. You become a demon. You become a devil. You cause confusion. You understand that? You cause confusion. People come back in here and they want to cause confusion, and they want to they want to stop the evolution of the people. These are the ones who will go into the next realm, or when they pass out of this physical realm, they will be those ones on the state to keep causing confusion. They're the ones that are going to be throwing old women on the goddamn floor in the Pentecostal church. They're going to be they're going to be those low-frequency mental beings that are going to inhabit old women because they think it's funny to throw old women on the goddamn floor. They're going to be the ones in the African rituals that got you spitting and foaming out of your goddamn mouth. What good is coming out of that? If you're going to inhabit, if some sort of being is going to inhabit your body, let it be one who is productive. Because you have images, you have inspiration that comes into your head, images and ideas and intelligence that's generated into your head all the time. That's future thought. Because you bring future things. You're supposed to be bringing future things out, future things into existence. When we talked about the state of mental and mentellect, the SOM, the mentalists, are people evolving into a new race outside of the black race or beyond the black race. That's a reality. For those are people who can't see it, then it's not for you. Don't pull on my coattails. Don't listen to my radio broadcast. Go somewhere else. Don't come and cause confusion. Don't be a black devil. Go somewhere else where you could be heard. Go somewhere else where you can go and be a nigger, and you could go and be loud and talk about the past. I'm not interested in the past. Don't try to make me don't try to get me to be interested in the past because you are. I'm not interested in past rituals and circles and things. I know about all that. I'm not interested in the history. I know about the history. You know? We need an intelligent evolution. This is the way where you escape your black devils. This is the way where you escape demonic possession. You know how you take yourself away from the demonic possession, how you stop these low-frequency beings from entering you? Very simple. You stop them the same way you stop or you get rid of a nigger who's vibrating on a low frequency, to get them to get away from you. You raise your intelligence. You start talking above his head. You start thinking higher thoughts. And I guarantee you, those low-frequency beings will not hover above your head. They will not try to enter in on the fourth dimension of the mental state, because they only enter in when your thoughts are low, when your mentality is low, when you're vibrating on this submental state that the beast keeps in rotation here. When you start to think on a higher level. You understand? You don't get these people around you no more. It's been tried and proven. I've done it. Because I used to get those low-frequency beings, and when I opened myself up and I ended up being angry and stuff like that. But ever since I started thinking on a higher level, on a higher frequency, and on a futuristic mindset, nothing was able to penetrate my mentality. Nothing was able to penetrate me mentally on the fourth plane. Nothing was able to penetrate my thoughts. No negative energies, because I don't allow that around me. I don't allow it. I've advanced my thinking. I don't let my mental frequency be lowered. I don't let people lower my mental frequency. If you listen to how I talk in this broadcast, I stand on what I say. I stand on the knowledge of intellect. I stand on the SOM. I don't give a damn who don't like it. I don't give a damn who ain't with it, who want to try to get me to thinking. I'm not trying to hear it. Same way with these demons. Same way with these low frequency beings. I don't make myself. I don't open myself up for the habitation of no low frequency being. Nor do I open myself up for to listen to a bunch of low frequency niggas, black devils, demons, niggas who just want to keep the vibration of madness and the circle of madness going, because that's what they serve to do, to keep it on the submental state, keep it low frequency, keep you in rituals and customs and old played out ways of thinking. That's how the devils work. That's how the demonic forces work. That's how the walk-ins work, the low frequency beings. You understand that? They keep you speaking in tongues and whatnot and telling you that's a good thing to cause confusion. And the hip-hop music, I wanted to talk about that, and the 808 electronic drum music. If you notice, that has a heavy, like that, it sounds just like the African drumming. That sounds just like the African drumming. Why is that? Why are they pushing the 808 kick drum in all the damn music? And it sounds terrible. You know why? To bring down your frequency. Because look how the goddamn black man and the black woman act when that kind of 808 comes on. You know? It produces people like Lil Wayne with tight ass pants and the underwear showing, and it produces black women with weird colors in their hair and acting crazy and shaking their ass and acting all weird and all kind of strangeness and whatnot. It lowers the vibration mentally. You understand? It's the same way as when them Africans was playing that drum, where there's no real beat, where there's no real vibration to it. It's just fast, out of check beating. You understand? While that's being sped up, it's actually lowering the vibration for these walk-ins. That's why they push the 808 kick drum. They driving you backwards with the 808. By thinking you speeding up the music, you driving the people backwards with the frequency. You understand that? It's all aimed at bringing out the low frequency. Blocking that demonic possession of those low frequency beings, you must raise your intelligence. You must think outside the box. You must think outside the circle, beyond their way. That's how you keep that out. That's how you keep that low frequency out. The drugs, like I said, the weed, our people smoke, all this stuff they do, the liquor and whatnot, all meant to drive down your mental frequency, to make you low, so these walk-ins come in. Well, how many of you black men been in the goddamn club and you smoked out on weed and you drunk, and next thing you know, you niggas is fighting and you shooting at somebody because you opened yourself up to them low-frequency beings once you ingested that alcohol, them drugs, them chemical drugs, and the goddamn weed, whatever the hell you was smoking and drinking and whatnot. Now you open for negative low-frequency beings. Next thing you know, somebody done bumped into you in the goddamn club and you ready to shoot somebody, kill somebody because they stepped on your foot or whatever. You niggas shooting up the club, fighting each other. 5 people dead. You sitting in jail for the rest of your life. And the low frequency being done left you on to the next person to destroy. That's the circle of madness. That's how that works. They always, these black devils and demons and these low frequency beings, they all work hand in hand. These people in these churches and these movements and these old ways of thinking, they work in a rotation. They work in rituals. They don't want you to move forward. That's why I stay out of parties. I stay away from events like that, because I know a lot of times it's the gathering place for low frequency beings. I try to keep my chat room clear of low frequency beings, black devils who want to come in and cause confusion. I'm trying to make sure I got to get somebody to monitor that. People who not here for the evolution, they here to just cause confusion, because they get a rise out of that. They don't want to see the people move forward, because to them that's boring, that's corny. They don't want to see the people move forward. So you already know where these niggas gonna be when they pass off of this earth and physical realm. They're gonna be stuck here. They're gonna be disembodied mental beings. You know. What facts can you present about the 808 has a destructive effect and effect on the mind? Look at the people. That's the fact. You know, this is what I'm talking about. You look, when you say what fact can I present, look at the people. Look at the people. Why do you think they pushing that? Why did they take the drum beat out and speed it up? What happens when you throw people off and you raise a vibration or a frequency in the people and give an artificial vibration and frequency in the people? You look at the people. Look at the people that produce the music nowadays. Who carries those 808 drums and the frequency like that? Look at the culture that it produced. That's the proof right there. You know, a lot of times when you people ask things like that, you asking that because you want somebody to say, okay, here's what a white man said in his study that this happened. Look at the people. Look at Lil Wayne and look at the Nicki Minaj's and all the people that then come who use that thing. Look at the culture now. You look at the people who were producing music in the 60s and the 70s and whatnot, and the mellow tones and how we were thinking beings and beautiful music came out with natural instruments and things like that, to now with the 808 kick drum. That's your proof right there. That's your proof. A bunch of low-frequency people. Niggas walking around with tight-ass pants pulled down off their ass. That's your proof. People walking around killing each other at the drop of a hat, going to this music, going to these clubs, and that's the type of music that's being played. That's the type of drum that's running through that music. The record industry is not producing any more live music like that. Not for you. They'd rather put 808 kick drums because they're trying to drop the vibration and frequency. It has nothing to do with money. They want to drop the frequency and the vibration. These people sit and record in studios, and they plan this. You understand? They didn't just introduce that 808 kick drum for no reason. They didn't just introduce the electronic drums and things like that, speeding up the beats and whatnot, because that alters the vibration of a person. Just like your heartbeat, whether it goes faster or whether it skips a beat, that alters your vibration. That could kill you. That could set you off. Same way if somebody shocks you with a sound. That vibration is interrupted. We move and we vibrate on a certain beat and a certain rhythm. If that is speeded up, that can take your emotions out of tune, out of whack. That's what you see today. That's a fact. That's the proof. We got to look in front of us instead of seeing, behind us. People always, like I said, look what's in front of you. See, we rely so much on the white man and his information and his statistics. We don't even look what's in front of us no more. We can't even look and see what's right in front of us. I don't need astrology and philosophy and all that to see what's right in front of my face. You understand that? I see the destruction of our people. I see that they've opened themselves up to low-frequency beings. Whether it's the niggas in the neighborhood, you understand, who infested with low-frequency beings, you understand, low mental frequency beings, or they just open themselves up to low mental frequency beings because they didn't have strong parents, they didn't have people around them, they didn't have people to foster who they was going to become. See, because you're supposed to become a strong being on your own, but if you don't develop into a strong mental being, then you're going to open yourself up and you're going to be weak and you're going to open yourself up to low frequency beings because you're supposed to be moving on and developing who you are, advancing in who you are. You understand that? You don't see that in this generation today. You don't see that. You see a bunch of people talking about goddamn Tony Montana and a bunch of drug-dealing movie crap from the 80s. Do that sound like healthy mental do that sound like a healthy mental output? These are your 808 children. You understand? These are the people that are mixing this music right now. What about Nas and Common? Well, let's take a look. Right? Let's take a look. Common, he really don't even make records no more. They pushing him out of the industry. He's acting now. And Nas, another one, like I said, he's with Jay-Z and the Def Jam thing. So that tells you everything. They're not letting anybody, they're not doing any pushing of that kind of music. What you see, the landscape now is Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj. That's the landscape. Obviously, Common started acting for a reason. He might drop an album here and there. But if you listen to a lot of their music, they trying to use more and more live instruments. You understand? They getting away from the kick drums and the 808s and stuff like that. They trying to get more into the soulful part of the music. A lot of times when they use the 808 is because it's a budget problem. Using live instruments costs money. A lot of times these guys ain't using, or if samples, the clear samples cost money. So it's not a thing of where they want to use the 808. It's a thing whereas they just using it because it's a budget thing. Samples cost a hell of a lot of money, and these producers cost a lot of money. And these producers, they're charging these guys $50,000 for a beat or whatever. And what ends up happening is these guys are using the 808s because the record industry is telling them, or they trying to just skimp on saving, just trying to save and keep money, make more money and put it in their pocket for maybe something that'll take them an hour or two to produce. All that's purposeful. All that's being done purposely. Music alters the mind. Music alters the mind. Same way these low frequency beings alter the mind. Everything is frequency. Everything is messages here. You understand that? Everything is frequency. Everything is messages. Everything is aimed at bringing you to a submental state. That's how your walk-ins come in. That's how your demonic or demented ones come in. To take you off of your natural mental procession, to block your natural intelligence, the flow of your natural intelligence, to get you arguing about stupid things, to get you sitting around to where you fighting with some chick in the street or some guy fighting in the club somewhere. All that music, like I said, all that music, all that is aimed at geared at getting you like that. All that feeds it. It fuels it. Your depression that you go through when you allow yourself to fall to a submental state. And these walk-ins come in, and these are the ones that introduce things like suicide to you. Kill yourself. I'm just so depressed, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to do a show on depression because a lot of black women and black men are starting to have thoughts of suicide and depression, and they don't know why. That's one of the reasons. Those walk-ins are generating those ideas in your head. Those walk-ins, because you drop to a submental state. We're going to do a show on that. Because it used to be a time where the damn white man, all he did was talk about killing himself. A lot of these submental beings, these white low-frequency beings, are actually walking into you and telling you to kill yourself. These same kids that committed suicide, they're still here on a low mental frequency. And they communicate with you when you open yourself up. And a lot of them are telling you, they're introducing thoughts to you on a submental state to kill yourself. And you be thinking like, damn, why am I thinking about committing suicide? You understand? Those thoughts are being passed through you. You're being utilized, and they want you to tune into it. And a lot of you do. A lot of you take yourselves out because you think these are your thoughts. Because you allow yourself to be manipulated by good and bad, when you should be seeking satisfaction as opposed to good and bad. Because if you look to good and bad, if you live your life based on good and bad, good and evil, God and the devil, whatever, these limited terminologies, then you're going to just be bouncing back and forth at the mercy of these two polarities.